Hey guys, WRX. Well, I'll tell you what, this intercooler spray project is taking a bit longer than I thought it would take. I just kind of thought that I would be able just to bolt things up, run the lines, and call it good. However, trying to get this intercooler mounted on a V8 chassis STI has been a bit of a challenge as far as where I'm going to put the brackets and whatnot. I'll show you. Originally, I had planned on kind of mimicking what the mounting points with the 04 to the 07 STI, and I was going to try to get the bracket to be, kind of snake down through this little area here. However, the seat cushions, however, kind of interfered with that, and I didn't want to muck around or modify the stock setup here, so had to come up with something else. So as you can see, this is the 12-liter intercooler spray reservoir. Now, I had to modify the bracket that came with this particular setup. Let me go ahead and flip this thing around and show you what I did. If you haven't seen the parts for this, you probably don't know what you're even looking at. But so what came with this were these two, I don't know what you call them, mounts, square brackets or whatever. Anyways, this was on the bottom of this. I ended up having to cut this off because this is the part that goes down behind the seat, which did not work in my case. I thought about maybe bending it, but this steel is a bit too thick to be able to do that. So what I came up with is I just went down to my local Home Depot and got some of this angle iron here. And what the idea here is to pretty much just have two mounting points, which are going to be at the 12 o'clock position, as you can see here. So literally, here's going to be the back of the rear seat, and it's going to sit up like so. Now, the only mounting points are going to be these two holes right here, which I have this little angle bracket that I'm going to use. Now, what I'm going to do is self-tap this bracket into the rear shelf there where the subwoofer is. Let me show you. So it'll be mounted like so, and I plan on just running some two bolts through there. Now, the way I have it set up is pretty much it's going to be like a gravity type mount. All the weight is going to be on this this foot here, as you can see here. I wanted to make it long enough so it was even with the reservoir on both sides. So that's why I went with the length that I did. Kind of jimmy rigged. I'm not sure if this is going to work. Everything's by trial and error. But this is what you have. So there's probably about 1/8 of an inch or 1/4 inch of this bracket that is resting right there on this mount. And the reason why I did that was to I didn't want to put spacers in here, so I don't know. That's just kind of what I came up with. Now, it is long enough. There's probably going to be about 1/8 of an inch gap at the top of this from the rear shelf. So like I said, this is going to be trial and error. I'll see if this works. And the part that I did take off, as I've shown you, is right here. I'm not going to give you any lengths because this is going to be kind of trial and error and just kind of do with what works with you. I didn't want to modify my mat by cutting it up, so the idea here is it's going to be kind of sitting on that angled part right there, and it's basically going to be kind of wedged in there, so I don't anticipate it moving around, if any, when it does get put in there. Besides, I'm probably gonna have my subwoofer kind of butted up against it inside the trunk there. So we'll see what happens next. All right, got the intercooler tank mounted. As you can see, it's mostly just gravity mounted. I'll show you. This is from the rear end, obviously. So all the weight's going to be on these feet, and these bolts here are nothing more than just holding it to this bracket that I have self-tapped into the middle shelf here. But yeah, it's pretty sturdy. It's not going anywhere. All right, let's continue on. Okay, so first order of business, we're going to attempt to install this hose. Like I said, this is from an 04 to an 07 STI. Here's the hose right before you. I'm not sure if we're actually going to need this 90-degree elbow here, but I will try to use this one that's already incorporated in the hose itself. And the location where I'm looking at putting that, well, let's just look at the picture here. So here's a diagram from the driver's side of the car. Obviously the door and the fender is removed, but as you can see there, the intercooler hose is right there. There's the hood. So it shows it coming out the bottom of the hood, I assume probably near where the hinge is. So if we look at the STI here, obviously the hood is up. There is a hole right there, which I'm hoping is where I can get this to feed through. So what I'm gonna go ahead and do is just take this hose sheeting and let's kind of snake it through to see if it pops up over in that location where we actually need it. And it sounds like it's moving through, and lo and behold, let's see. So feeding this through, it's kind of shouldn't be using two hands for this operation, but be it as it may, I don't. So there we go. So what I'll simply do is that we're going to take this end of the hose, tape it onto there, and simply feed it through. And I'm hoping this elbow right here will match up to where that hole is right there. All right, there you have it. So I can confirm that that part number will absolutely work with regards to the hood. So that 90-degree elbow, that joint is right there. So it's in an absolute perfect position as far as where this hose needs to be. And I just need to follow the instructions and bring it down through the little grommet that's on the inside of the fender, and I will go ahead and piece together the other intercooler hoses. Okay, next order of business is putting this part number, which is the splitter joint, if you will, which is represented right there. So just kind of lining it up with the way the S209 looks. I want to kind of get it in the exact same position. So I took a 1/4-inch drill, drilled a hole, and it simply just snaps into place. And then I took the hose, I took 2.5 inches of this next part number, which is the next hose in line, which is right here. Again, going off the 2006 STI intercooler hose. So I figure if I have to, I could scab on an extra piece when it's in the trunk. I mean, I'm sure that this next piece will be long enough, so that's why I had no problems taking 2.5 inches off this particular hose here after the fender. So here's the hose here. So this is the fender grommet. So on the inside of the fender, this is how it's going to be. This shorter part going up to the hood, and then this longer part is where I took the 2.5 inches off of, hoping that won't be a big deal, but yeah. So there's our check valve, and I'll get the remaining hoses on next. Okay, so next I'm going to install this particular hose number, and looking at the diagram, it's this one. This one's already installed. This is what's in the hood, and this is what's going to go up to the nozzles. So this is the second one, and right here it shows there's a grommet, which I have right here, that passes through on the either the firewall and the fender side of things. Well, since we really don't have a firewall grommet, we're going to feed it through the passenger side. So I got it all prepped up. We're going to connect it here. Don't really need this, as there's already a big boot grommet, if you will. So what I'm going to do is there's two lengths of this. There's the short side and long side. And what I'm going to do is strategically place this elbow here right into the grommet. And the reason being is I'm not sure how thick that grommet is, but I don't want it putting pressure where it's going to squeeze the hose off. So if I strategically place this elbow in there, which is hard plastic on the inside, that should prevent it from clamping down on it. So yeah, we'll just connect it there, feed it down through. You can't really see much down there, but there are a couple little brackets that you can feed it through so it doesn't flip-flop around in there. So we'll get that installed. All right, for those of you that do not know what grommet I'm talking about, here I have the fender, the driver's side fender liner peeled back. Got a flashlight there, and that's where we're gonna go. Sorry, it's not focusing here. I'm gonna try to punch through right where the hood release cable goes through, because I need to utilize the space up on top to pass my amplifier feed wire through. I don't want to have too much going on at the same area, so I kind of want to separate them. So I'm gonna just punch it in through, like I said, that little the smaller of the two going through the grommet there, and all I'm going to do is put an X into that grommet using this little utility knife here and pass it through. And like I said, I'm going to put the elbow through, and once I get everything all dry fitted, I'll go ahead and put some RTV on there so it doesn't move around. All right, so here's a little trick to get it through the grommet. Obviously this plastic on this hose is way softer than the rubber on that grommet, and plus it's thicker. So this way, just gonna put your hose like this and just push it up into the hole. And once you do that, just come over on the other side and you can see the screwdriver right there with the hose on the end of it. So just grab a hold of it and feed it through. Obviously not with the screwdriver, but just pull the hose through. Okay, now we got the third and final hose connected. And it's that clear hose right there. And when you do put this down, pay particular close attention to make sure you're not putting your hose in a pinch point. Underneath this is really solid. I mean, this is all plastic, so it's going to help to protect that hose. Coming back here to the back, and that is the prescribed location in the S209 as far as where you run your hose. Now, since I have a different configuration, mine goes right here, and this is a bunch of slack. I'm not sure if I'm going to cut the hose or if I'm just going to put the spare inside the behind this trim piece. All right, now let's move on to the wiring harness. Okay, so we have the wiring harness here. As I mentioned before, this is the same one that's out of the S209. For some reason or another, I was able to secure this particular part without having the S209, so I'm pretty happy about that. Now, it does not come with any instructions. However, as I previously have mentioned, you can actually print off pages off of the S209. I just simply typed in S209 shop manual, and you just look at the table of contents, and here you go. So everything here in the black, I believe, is what you're going to need in order to get this put together. Now, looking at this, there are certain parts that I can see on the wiring harness that's going to help me to put this together, but anymore it's just going to be a crapshoot, just trying to figure things out. So at least I know the rear from the front. So in the trunk of the car, there you have it. So there's provisions for the actual pump itself, provisions for a relay, and then a timer, and I'll have to figure out which one it is. So just following it here. Actually, I can grab the instructions here. So we have that all set up. Then here's a junction. I don't know if I'm going to take that apart or not. Probably, just because how bulky those. Depends on if I can get that through the back seat. And then here we come to. It looks like these are the same plug, just a male and female. So I assume we piggyback in an existing plug that's already in the car. And I can see right here in the pillar, that's where we're going to be at. And then, my understanding, this is the level alarm for the intercooler reservoir to let you know if you're getting too low. I'm just going to kind of leave that aside. I might get a status light for that. And then my understanding, that goes up to where the steering wheel, and again, same plug. I got a male and female, so once again, looks like we piggyback onto an existing setup. So without further ado, let's get this figured out. Okay, so first order of business, we're going to tackle this portion right here. Here are the connectors, and looking at the layout of this connector, it looks like it goes like so. And the reason why I say that is that, I don't know what you call that, the connector part right there. I happen to see one right here. So let's go ahead and disconnect this and see what we have in here. Aha! So that, oh, that's as far as it's going to go. So that's the wire connector. So let me just back up so you have a reference here. Here's the driver's seat. All right, so what we're going to do is take this apart, take this, run it up through this pillar right here, and come out right here and make the connections. All right, it's inevitable. Somebody's going to ask me, well, how did you route the wires? So I'm just going to show you. So I take the plugs from the S209 intercooler sprayer harness, and right where the seat belt is there, kind of see where the wire goes up. I'm just going to take my wiring harness and just feed it upward. There it is right there. It's trying to make its way up. There's just so much. There we go. Sorry guys, one-man operation here. All right, so there are my plugs. I'm gonna plug this guy and mate those up there, and I'll be back. Okay, so once you get your wiring harness all hooked up, then go ahead and start putting your wiring harness into these white little clamps. Now these things are a pain in the butt unless you know how to work them, because they're a double capture. So it captures on the bottom and it captures on the top. So just to save you a headache, so you just basically take it and just slide it to the side. That's all you do. Instead of try to fight it, it's not gonna work. So you just slide it. Okay, so I got my intercooler spray harness kind of tucked back, preliminary where I want it. Now I just need to make the connections of the 3 ends here. So just kind of matching things up. This is obviously the pump side of things. This guy goes into here, and then I'm going to use this ground connection. What I did was I removed one of the I don't know if you call them like baby seat harness bolts, which is right here. So I'm going to plug that into there for my ground, along with my amp wire. Now this is not going to be the final product. I need to get some wire management and things tucked away, but I just want to get it hooked up for now, just to make sure everything's good to go. Also, a side note, anytime you make a connection, it's a good idea to use some dielectric grease, and this is what I typically use for all my connections.